and have any treatment, and instead she wanted to go for a pain management side of things. So we took the time to sit down with her and figure out what we could do to make her last months of life comfortable. We decided right away that she was not going to go back to the Bahamas. She was going to stay with us in North Carolina. We really wanted her to be happy. We traveled on the weekends. We went to the mountains, we went to the beach, we went everywhere that we could take her so that she could really get a good feel for everything that she hadn't gotten a feel for before living in the Bahamas. So she declined, and eventually she was bedridden. She couldn't make it upstairs to the bedroom she'd been living in anymore. So we put a hospital bed out in our front room. She had a hospice nurse that would come and see her every 2 days. They would come, they would give her a bed bath, they looked after her, they were so wonderful. And my mother, being a stay-at-home mother, my grandmother really relied on her. Eventually, my grandmother had a fall, and my mother could not provide care for her anymore. We looked around the different hospice houses in the area, but they had a rather sterile feel to them. We didn't really like that, and then we heard there was an opening at this little place called Serenity House, and we'd never heard of it before. We toured the house, and we were immediately caught by how homey the house was. It wasn't sterile, it wasn't like a hospital. It felt like a home, and that's where we knew we wanted her to be. We said yes right away. That was where she belonged. And the thing that really struck me, I was 13 at the time, the thing that really struck me was how nice everyone was there to my grandmother. They all loved her. And I thought that was because she was a little old lady with a British accent, and I thought that was why they loved her. But when she passed away, we got mail from volunteers saying, how wonderful she was, how much they loved her, how much she was a part of the house, how much they would miss her now that she was gone. And I wanted to start volunteering there. And I told my parents that. They told me they wanted me to wait until I was a bit older because they didn't think a 13-year-old should be volunteering there. So when I turned 15, my parents allowed me to start volunteering there. And it's safe to say that though my grandmother was loved by everyone there, she was not the only one. Volunteers love every single person that walks through those doors. They admire those people, they listen to those people. The residents of Serenity House, their life stories are heard by volunteers. Volunteers take the time to sit down with every resident and hear about them, and if they can't hear about them from the residents themselves, they hear about them from their families. They're really powerful. It's powerful the impact that a group of people during their 4-hour shift can make on just, the family who's only visiting for a couple of hours. I couldn't imagine how my grandmother felt staying there 24/7. I couldn't imagine how much love she felt from people who were complete strangers to her. When I heard that Serenity House was starting a fundraising committee, I jumped at that opportunity. I really wanted to help in any way that I could. I wanted to be a part of Serenity House because they made such an impact on my life. And as a volunteer, and as somebody who had a grandparent live at Serenity House, it's such an honor to be able to be a part of such a wonderful community of loving people. And I really wanted to thank Cheryl for starting up this house because it's made such an impact on my life. So thank you.